This girl named Ricky Lauren is going, well, it's not quite viral yet, but it's pretty viral. I mean, this video specifically has 147 likes, 5,000 comments. I think her story is going to resonate with a lot of people. It's a terrible story. It's a devastating story. As I was watching these clips, my heart sank into my belly for this woman. And even more than that, it made me think about that idea that we often see on the internet of women posting their husbands being fucking annoying. And people say, leave him or leave us out of it. Absolutely valid in some ways to say that to people, 100%. And I want us to be very aware of the fact that when we isolate and leave people with no other avenue, this is exactly what the abuser wants. So though I think that sentiment can be appropriate sometimes, and even I've said to my own girlfriends, girl, leave him or leave me out of it, in a different variation, of course. And my girlfriends have said that to me when I was in shitty relationships. I think what they also add on to that the internet can't, because they're not our friends, is, but seriously, you call me if you need me, okay? I love you. Now, I think the problem is that we forget in comment sections, you're not people's friends. So even when you parasocially think you care about somebody, you really can't, because they can't call you. You're not there for them. And I think we have to remember that the internet is a public space. It's like being in a public park. And that's basically like what's happening on the internet. And again, you can care about your neighbors. You can care about your neighborhood. But if you can't come get me and take me to the hospital, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying you should be either. I'm just saying that's the reality. So thank you for sharing your story, Ricky Lauren. And as we watch this video, just remember that you do not know what's happening in someone's life. You do not know what home they're going home to. You do not know who their partner or how their partner talks to them. But if you were going through something like this, not only you do deserve so much better, but I am so sorry and I am terrified for you. And I'm not saying this as a way for you to now DM me. Do not DM me. I want you to go to the people in your actual community, people who can actually help you. Like, I cannot help you if you're in a domestic abuse situation because I don't know you, and you're not going to get to know me by DMing me. Because sometimes I know people do reach out to me and I can see they're going through something. But just a reminder, I want you to go out and reach out to your community. And that includes shelters nearby. That includes women's groups or victims groups of all genders. It doesn't mean a YouTuber. Okay. So now when I say this though, I do think sometimes posting your content can be that thing for you, because maybe the right person will see it and be able to help you. It's just not my line of work and I can't. Okay. So with that said, super triggering what we're about to watch. The craziest part of this is he wanted to be recorded. I think hands down, this is why this is so scary. Okay.
Recording?
Yep.
You know, it felt really good.
And this is in sections. I've yet to see her post the full video. I don't know if it exists somewhere yet, but we're going to watch clips.
Right now, I'm happy off camera is I flexed because I felt really good and about owning. It was an ego that I welcome everybody to have when you're protecting yourself, when you know what's right and wrong. I've never felt legitimate arrogance like that. At least not to my knowing. That's arguable, actually. That's the first time I really put full intention behind arrogance. As saying, fuck yeah, dog. You know exactly what the fuck is going on. You ain't confused despite whatever a motherfucker is trying to confuse you with. You know what?
For context, when they got together, she was 19 and he was in his 30s. So there's a huge age gap between them.
The fuck the truth is. You have enough evidence of the truth. She can't fucking hurt you anymore. Feels good. Figure out what the fuck you are.
This is her ex. For those just coming in, this is her ex.
You excited about that? Figuring out who you are?
But obviously, this is when they were dating. Okay, she's now away from him. She's now in a safe place, and she's now ready to tell her story. So she's been sharing her story online, just for context.
Why?
Because I just know who I am deep down.
Okay. Why? What's another one? I'll give you 3 swings. Why? It's recording, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He says it's recording, right? He wanted us to see this. He wanted us to see this. He legit thinks he's the right person, like he's the good guy in this story.
Because I want to be broken out of this.
Okay, cool. Yep. What's the next one?
And you obviously deserve to be released.
On the 3rd try, she thinks about me. 1 first about her, 1 first about her. Guess what? I'm not giving her cheat sheets anymore. This is the last time I'm gonna tell her anything. But you see it live. My whole reality. I could be done very soon. I might be done. The reason why I'm struggling right now is not because of me, because her mom's father is dying right now. And I don't want to put that on her. My mom called me today with real problems, crying, mourning her dead husband, my stepdad, Ken, whose birthday's coming up in 3 days. Real problems. What the fuck is this? I'm still trying to protect other people other than me. But I have a little bit of a window that's like, I have to stay here. Kinda. Because I'm worried about your mom and her ability to go to England, because I think that would impose, or maybe I should just fucking send you there, and if that happens, then, you know, I'm sorry. That's a choice that she made to not see her dying dad because of you. I've been doing a lot of that.
Okay, guys, that was just a part of it. It's going to get worse. Now, I need you to understand something. This is an abusive relationship. Nothing a lot of the conversations we have on this channel are like, oh, how can they better communicate? Guys, there is no better communication here. There is nothing healthy here. This is what domestic violence is, domestic abuse is. Like, this is truly like, you got to get out, girl. He's going to kill you, and thank goodness she's out. We're in a safe zone now. She is free of him. Okay. So just FYI, and the glow up is real. The girl is free. We love her. Okay. Ricky Lauren. I don't know anything about her except this story, but she's out, and that's what matters. Okay. But if you're in this dynamic, like, this is what abuse looks like. If you have a friend or a loved one who is treating somebody this way, this is abuse. So there is no fixing this. There is no counseling. There is no, maybe what did she do wrong? There is none of that. This is very, very bad. Okay. This is scary territory. Okay. Next clips. The clips get shorter and longer as we go along. Here we go.
My soul split in half because of you, bitch. Cunt. Can't wait to post those. Sometimes y'all deserve it. I'm going real as fuck. I'm gonna save the world. I don't have to do anything else except fuck with women like you and Amber Heard. Y'all are a problem.
Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? You and Amber Heard. You and Amber Heard. Amber Heard? You split my soul in two, he said. Bitch cunt. Bitch cunt. And I only have to deal with women like you and Amber Heard. This is what I say. Like, look, this was a baby at one point. This is a man who's obviously been traumatized. But this is why I say accountability does not look like getting your life back. This man is a danger to himself and others. This man is a danger to himself and others. Like, you cannot, there is no accountability rehabilitation that puts this man back in the dating pool, back in community. You know what I'm saying? Like, sir, we need you to be not tortured, we don't believe in torture. We need you to be, though, away from, you know what I'm saying? This is scary shit. Okay. Next video.
How crazy am I, y'all? Who's the crazy person? I've been through this extreme with this person who's claiming to be my loving wife 100 times. 100 chances, 100 forgiveness, didn't manipulate you, chose grace, chose forgiveness, chose love, chose surrender, chose everything in the book. We'll get there, trust me. We're gonna unpack it all. Or you can try to hide right now. You can leave. It's done. You can say, you know what? I don't want to be exposed. I'm done. I'll fight you with the essence of what the real thing actually happened, because I'll fight the fuck out of you, because I have a goodness to me that I'm not going to allow you to ruin. You're unsafe. You're dangerous. And you're not going to take that from me. When I'm done with you, done. And I have free will at any moment to post what a fucking disaster I survived if you poke your head up. It's a great survivor story. I'm going to help a lot of people.
He said, it's a great survivor story. I'm going to help a lot of people. And yes, Discord, good catch. The whisper yelling. Great catch from Discord. The whisper yelling. That's a whisper yell. It's on purpose. That's why I say anger to me does not look like loudness. When you guys see me getting passionate on screen and you go, Brittany's so angry. No. When I've seen anger in my life growing up, it's this. whisper, yelling. Anger, this is why it's a different type of anger. I'm just passionate. I'm just an autistic, passionate girly. This is anger. And this is like a different kind of anger. This is like a possessive, entitled anger. This isn't a justice anger. So we just got done on talking about justice anger. Justice anger is angry for the world. This guy is angry at the world. He's angry that she's questioning him. He's angry that she thinks she's going to get away. He's angry that he's like, oh, you're going to end this relationship? I'm going to end this relationship. Oh, you think you're the survivor? I'm the survivor. It is like oh my God, I feel physically nauseous at how afraid I am for a woman that I already know is out. Like, good news, and I keep trying to say it because I need you to know she got away, because I know that the one thing that's keeping this from getting too triggering is like, I know she got away, okay? And that is like such a relief, because if I would just be so terrified if this was somebody, like a loved one. Like, look, I've been in toxic and abusive relationships. And just to compare it, this is why I say not everybody is NPD. Girlies, I never dealt with something like this. Like people used to say, Brittany, is your ex a narcissist? When I think of NPD without any, or I think of like a severe, like toxic relation, like abuse. This is why I never went through domestic violence, but I did go through like a toxic abusive relationship. But this is why I say, like, I never want to take stolen valor. And it's not to compare it. It's just to say, like, all abuse is wrong. My abusive relationship was wrong too. But like, this to me is like, it's a very specific version of abuse that I'm like, uh-oh. Like, it is always a spectrum, and all abuse is wrong, period. This is life scary to me. This is like life threatening to me. And if you're in this situation, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get out if you can, but I know it's hard. That's why we go back to, leave him or leave us out of it. Imagine somebody is posting about this content and you're like, oh, your boyfriend's so annoying. Girlies, this is an annoying boyfriend. This is the man who might kill her if she stays long enough. Like, not all of us in toxic relationships are dealing with men who will kill us, but many of us who are in situations, you might mistake the two as a viewer. Like, oh, like, she just has this is not an annoying boyfriend. This is a very dangerous person. And I don't know what he has going on. I can't diagnose him, but whatever it is, it's extreme. And it's dangerous, okay? So just keep that in mind. Okay, here's the next video.
It either is or it isn't. You love or you don't. Love isn't fickle. Do you guys define love as fickle? Like, it's kind of there sometimes, kind of not, kind of. Is that what love means? How do you define love? An ever-present, non-fucking yielding force to choose love, surrender, and selflessness. Ever-present. The fickleness is what they survive on. Give you doses. Sometimes it wasn't strong, kind of weak, could be misinterpreted. My shit, nuke all you motherfuckers that try to come in that I'm doing something abusive here. I'll nuke you with the amount of love that I pour on this fucking girl.
It's been nothing but love and compassion and support.
Oh, that's the first.
Whoa, you see that? So he abuses her, and then he turns it around and he goes, what's the script? Like, then she gives him the script he taught her and he punishes her for it, right?
I'm abusive here. I'll nuke you with the amount of love that I pour on this fucking girl.
I will nuke you with the amount of love I will pour out. I will nuke you.
Girl.
It's been nothing but love and compassion and support.
Oh, that's the first. You've been looking like a scared little victim this whole time. I'm the victim. Part of the act. Go ahead and cry. Go ahead. Does that look rough? I'm fucking sick of it. That's the worst she's gotten. I know she got punched in the mouth. Whoops. She asked for it. She said she wanted it.
Yeah, I consented to all.
Yeah, okay. I hope any of you girls don't consent to that. I hope none of you guys consent to that. I hope that is nothing that you aspire to. I hope that is the absolute worst hell that you could ever arrive on, because that's what it was for me. This isn't permission to hurt a woman. This isn't permission to punch a woman. My fucking God, that's my worst fucking nightmare that she made come true off of every other fucking thing that she destroyed and all of my nightmares that she tried to make me into something I'm not.
So he hit her. He physically abused her. And then he said, you turned me into this. You turned me into my nightmare.
This is my stand. Do it with me. Where did I leave off?
And I know you guys maybe can't see it. She's got a massive bruise here on her face. Okay, trigger warning, she will have bruises all over her body at some point. I will show you bruises on her body. She has a huge bruise right here.
We were talking about her. The last time that we did this was the other question.
Okay, we're good for that one. That backup's open. Oh, working. That's up to them. I'm not gonna worry about it. These are our devices. Cool.
Yeah, Chad says, I don't think I can watch the rest, but kudos to you for Brittany for covering. If you guys need to leave, I respect you, because genuinely, this is some disgusting hard shit to swallow. But I kind of need the internet to see it, because I think, first, she's sharing the story and I want to help her share that story. But two, I think we take for granted when we talk about gender dynamics and we talk about dating, we talk about abuse, and we talk about dating a man, and we talk about being in these situations, that all of this is connected. And even my discourse talking about voicemail guy is on the spectrum of this guy. He's not the same literally, but it's on a spectrum of entitlement. See how voicemail guy was entitled? If I'm not going to fuck you, why am I coming over to see you? It sounds like consent. It sounds like communication, but it's not. This guy's saying, I'm going to shower you with so much fucking love. And she goes, yeah, it's been nothing but love. He's like, exactly. Wow, it's been nothing but love. You guys need to hear the subtext. You need to hear the layers of entitlement, the contempt in his voice, discourse, contempt, right? Good words, guys. Like the contempt in his voice, this is why I say it's all connected. That's why a lot of us heard voicemail guy and went, abuser, 100% an abuser or abusive tactics, whether he knows it or not. That's the same thing that escalates to this. And I'm saying, don't even play with that. Don't even play with these men who feel entitled, who say, if I'm not going to come fuck you, then I'm not going to hang out with you. You're not worth my time unless I get your body. You're not worth my time unless I can violate you. Because that's what that is. Okay?
You can look in there if you feel compelled. They gotta have backups.
So the two topics that we left off on were...
And look, he's testing her. Look at her, Habibi. She's being tested. So he brainwashes, he programs, and then they do the testing, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, hello? And so and look at her. She's like, this is why it's hard to leave. When people say, oh, just leave, just leave. Oh, look at this girl. She's been physically beaten. She's got a bruise the size of his fist on her face, and she's being literally manipulated. She can't just pick up and go, girls. There's no Samantha Jones independence in this girl right now. She's been beaten down. What do you want her to do? Okay? She's so brave. I'm so proud of her for getting out of this relationship, because look how scary it was. Look how hard it was. So now she's fighting with her voice in her head, right? She's like trying to remember the answers, because if she doesn't get the right answer, what is he going to do? He's going to punish her. This is why I don't believe in punishment. Okay? So now he's going to punish her if she doesn't get the right answer. Oh, and then by the way, even though earlier she got the right answer, he punished her. She said the right answer, he still found a way to punish her.
The lyrics and the confusion.
I'm sorry. And to everybody saying, like, again, abuse can be a spectrum, guys. One person can do an abusive thing. And the question is, if you do it again and again, are you abusive? Yes. And also, so abuse is all different too. You can have a person who's abusive in different ways. We're comparing for spectrums, but not comparing, but it's all hard. It's hard to leave a relationship where the abuse isn't as bad. Like, I've never been hit by a partner, right? So I haven't suffered physical abuse by a partner, but that doesn't mean that the abuse I suffered at the hands of my partner wasn't bad. It just means it wasn't escalating to physical violence, but that doesn't mean that it also wasn't emotional violence. Like, they're not meant to be compared to talk down to anybody's abuse story. I'm trying to say abuse looks different in different ways, that there are spectrums to abuse and all abuse is wrong. So because I don't want you to hear this and say, well, he never hit me, so why should I leave? He doesn't have to hit you for you to leave. He doesn't have to hit you for it to be abuse. Listen to the way that he's talking to her. Okay? I'm showing you an example of, like, look at the way he's talking to her. Look at the way he's looking at her. Look at the way she's responding. Look at the way that she's forced in this position. All abuse is bad. I don't want you to sit there and say, well, the abuse isn't as bad as this, and it's not as bad as this, and oh, it's not as bad as that. It's all bad. And some people have, like, worse stories, but it's all abuse. Okay? And look at how he plays every angle of it. All abuse is bad.
And
So in this time of extreme duress, extreme need that I've expressed to you as a human being, and desiring to have you listen to me live under all of the circumstances that normally would be high pressure, I don't want it to be. I've explained to what I'm trying to
See. He's doing this as a human being. He's saying, look at the empathy I'm not getting. Look at the love I'm not getting. Now, this tactic was similar to my ex's. My ex did pull this tactic. What about me and what about my feelings and what about my humanity? Well, he was like degrading. So that's relatable, girl. That I did experience, right? Discord says, I was saying in YouTube chat that that's the way he's moving really quickly to startle her in a way abusers further justify getting even more mad at the victim. Yes, like he's startling me. I'm like, oh, hello? So absolutely. Like very, very on point. Good observation.
do with this. Very open. I've gone through an elementary exercise of can she listen to Elmo and what he's
So now he's degrading her intelligence, right?
can she listen to Elmo and what he says on a fucking Sesame Street, basically, for about 2 hours. Can she hear it? That's where I'm at.
The paper, the tapping, like not just because I'm autistic and sensitive to sensory noises, it's on purpose. The tapping he did earlier, the waving of the paper, it's all on purpose. It's meant to be aggravating. It's meant to be startling. It's meant to like, it's pissing me off. And so like, I've had not a romantic partner. I've had a sibling use this tactic on me where they poke at you for a long period of time. And then when you react, they go, whoa, crazy. Whoa, someone's crazy. And I'm like, but they're doing it on purpose. So I've dealt with this person in sibling form much more than in romantic partner form. Like that particular tactic. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Y'all see that weird smile?
Okay. Next video.
I struck you. I slapped you. I punched you lightly.
all things that I agreed to, consented to, asked for.
I didn't even ask for that. I didn't expect that. I expected you to just nod your head and look stupid. That's usually what you do when you manipulate. Silence is your killer. I wonder if you heard that line in this fucked up psychological thing that I had to have a song on repeat to keep you busy, you monkey of a fucking circus. To keep you away from me. Do you think that was for me to prove a point? I don't think you're going to nail any of this at all. I was this close to ripping it all up right now, but I want to know. I want to know what you heard, because it's probably very self-serving, like always. Lyrics are pretty clear. I bet you heard what you want to hear. But it'll come out in a weird psychological Freudian slip and all this shit, like everything else. I hate that you're making me do this. I hate you for making me do this. I've done nothing but love you. You have endangered my mother. Over and over again. You spit on her. You've avoided me being around her. You've done everything you can to prevent me, to separate a mama's boy from his mother, to hide the lie of a vile human being you've been. I allowed it.
We'll take a break. Ooh, this is bad. This is like it is, just in case anybody is even slightly unsure, this is so bad. Like, this is so dangerous. This is so manipulative. I hate that you make me do this to you. I mean, that is out of Abuser 101 book, you know? You're making me hit you. You're making me do this. I can't believe you're turning me into this monster. Like, oh my God. Chat said, I'm a bit lady. She's safe now. She is safe. Our girl is liberated. Our girl is safe. She is out of the relationship. Her name is Ricky Lauren, and she wanted to share her story. So she is safe. She is out of it. Okay. All right. We're going to get back into it. Ready? Okay. If you need a break, please take a break. Right? Okay. Chat said, Bray, would you mind moving your camera to the top left corner? Reading the captions really helps me. What captions? Oh, the captions aren't going to show up now because, well, even if they do show up, my stream is covering it. I can't cater in because the captions will show up later in stream. But I will link to her TikTok so you guys can watch it after, because I'm not even paying attention to the captions either. But that's just, this is the problem with streams. Streams are meant to be listened to. Watching is a lot harder. So I would love to do that. I'll try if I can, but it might be too much. I don't know how to explain the tech part of it to you. But it might be too hard, but I'll try to move my camera when I can.
We're now officially recording this.
Okay, so here's his, I think this is his mother from my understanding, and this is her, and this is him.
My mom and me are here for you.
I'm not.
Oh, shit. Well.
I am not there for her.
Okay, you know what? I am. Mom, I love you. We'll see what happens. I'm recording you live. Are you, Mom, are you right now telling the truth that you believe you have been abused to the extent of manipulation where you cannot see right and wrong sometimes?
Yes.
Where you think that your mom sent you...
She said, I was agreeing with everything he was saying at this point to just try to get the abuse to stop, which is absolutely a part of his plan.
All the ways to poison me?
Yes.
Okay, keep going. I'm not going to write it for you.
Yes.
You're being recorded.
Yes.
I know that you have, she has, when I have split my brain in half, I don't know, maybe it was the poison that you put in me, where I looked not human. She has those videos.
I know you have done something.
She has the videos. She has the videos, does she not? Lauren?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ in the world. Oh my gosh. What in the world do you need to see? I am so angry.
Okay, Mom, this is a moment. Mom, I understand. Believe me. It's
Jesus Christ.
It's scary, Mom. I know.
Okay, so obviously this is the dynamic that I talk about, where this is personal family dynamics. So we know systems of structure exist in which patriarchy allows men to get away with a lot. In these mom and son dynamics, this is the biggest struggle with mothers who do not deconstruct, but also have mental health issues themselves. This is that toxic dynamic that I do think plays into it. So the mother is his biggest cheerleader. He uses her to triangulate and corner Ricky Lauren. He uses his mother as his backup, right? And this is why even to our own mothers, I always say, you got to stop protecting your predator sons, because I know from a mother's perspective why it pains you. And also, I think the difference here is that typically when mothers protect their children, it's not this type of manipulation. It's another kind. So don't confuse them, okay? Seriously, don't confuse them. This is why I say everything is a different category. The people that are in denial, their besties are rapists or their sons are rapists, are having a crisis of identity. It's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What does this say about my life? This mother, from my understanding, is not having a crisis of identity. She is in on the manipulation. She's in on, she raised her son. She probably has her own fucking problems, but it sounds like the mother-son have a dynamic themselves in which they are the team. And so he uses his mother to back him up. Typically parents, including my own mother as an example, she would not operate this way. My mother is not like this. My mother is the other category in which she just has the hardest time processing that even me, she doesn't want to hear that any of her kids have done anything bad, because she just thinks no, I have good kids. That's different than a mother who contributes to the piling on, a mother who is engaging in so that's very fucked up. So I know the manosphere guys will be see, women can do it too. That's not what this is. This isn't patriarchy convincing this mother. This is something even more mental. This is something more emotionally incestuous, right? There's something here that's going on that I think is different. So don't confuse the two. Just like we're not going to confuse the two between a guy who's a jerk and a narcissist, or a guy who's suffering from a personality disorder and an abuser. We have to be very careful with how we're observing this. So that's my observation of it. But I don't know, right? I don't know these people.
Oh, listen.
Oh, dear God. I am trying to stay calm for my own health.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what. This is...
Mom, please, Mom.
You
See, even the way he talks to her, she's trying to back him up the way that he expects. And by the way, I bet he abuses his mother. There is no way that he doesn't turn this around on his mother. He probably hits his mother because now he's abusing her. See how he called her for backup and now she's trying to back him up, but he doesn't like how it's going because it's taking attention away from him. So now he goes, Mom, this isn't about you. This is about me, Mom. But then he's the one who got her involved.
I know. Mom, please. You're fucked up.
I know this is crazy. And
Mom, okay, look, Mom, I can get you on the phone a little bit later. Believe me, everything right now here is safe. I want you here right now, Mom. But if I feel like it's going to endanger you or we cannot complete this.
See, I'm protecting my mother. My mother is being threatened. I got to protect my mom. He's the hero in every part of the story.
Before a sheriff shows up, I'm going to have to make a move. I want you here with me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this has happened. I wish I was Daniel. It's a dangerous situation for everyone. She's kind of smirking. I don't know, Mom. She might be perfect.
What would happen to me normally when you would poison me? After you give me something to eat or drink or...
So now he's claiming that she poisoned him. She wrote a note that said a second audio where he's claiming his abuse or deranged philosophies were a result of my poisoning him. So now he thinks she's been poisoning him. So look, genuinely, he could be psychosis. He could be in delusion. I also don't know because we're not a psychiatrist. We don't have to be. Girlies, can I say something? You don't have to diagnose your ex-boyfriend to leave him. Okay? It doesn't matter what this man has. It doesn't matter what this man is going through. It's none of our business. Okay? Whatever it is, it's too much. So, Chet says this sounds like a personal cult. Yeah, it's like he's in a cult of one. Okay? So you don't need to diagnose. I think sometimes we want the answer before we break up with somebody. You don't have to. Okay? Your sibling, your coworker, your friend, whoever you know in your life. You know what? I don't know. I don't have to know what it's called. I'm leaving though. Open with boundaries, right? No. Chat says, or he just has a terrible personality. No. Do not know. This is so important. This is not a personality. This is disordered thinking. Like, this is a very specific way of thinking. This is not a personality, is your vibe. This isn't a personality. This is a way of thinking, right? He has a thinking. He has a logic, a thought process to his thinking. Personality is not what you think. A personality is how you show up. A personality is how you talk. A personality is your vibe, okay? It is not his personality. It is his way of thinking, which is why he thinks he's entitled. He thinks it's owed to him. That's how he thinks.
Whatever the case is, I've felt you pressure me more as time has gone on to go over different philosophies while I am in an extreme moment of what feels like, now in hindsight, a hallucination.
What?
We are now...
Okay, so that's that clip. Now, okay, this one. So again, she's obviously involved in his life. Again, they obviously have a relationship. Here's the mom and her and him again. She said, no, for 7 months I was isolated on a desert and abused. My abuser's mother was involved in hours and hours of abuse over the phone. I'm still seeking justice for the crimes committed against me. Here we go.
Okay, well, one thing that I know, Mom, you will fight like crazy. What I do know, that is some, I think, a sinful fucking failsafe that I have here. You won't put me vulnerable where I feel like if you do anything that has not been part of my plan for the last 3 months of trying to give this the actual most real look at what this psychological fucking savant of a situation that seemed to affect...
And I just want to say this, which I think is important. Obviously, when you're mentally unwell, it doesn't show up the same way. Like, people have this idea that if you're borderline, then if you're having an episode, you abuse people. That's not true. If you're NPD or if you're schizophrenic and you're having a bad day, you're going to abuse people. Not true, right? It's not guaranteed that you won't accidentally hurt somebody without intention, but this is further than any diagnosis he could have, right? this is his values. Some part of his brain does think he's correct. Regardless of whatever he might get diagnosed with, it doesn't matter. It's separate from the amount of abuse he is pushing out is separate from the diagnosis. A diagnosis might heighten, or you might do something like you didn't mean to and you could apologize. He can't apologize because he's never wrong. He can't apologize because this is what he thinks, right? So that's the problem. When you're in an abusive relationship, like when I was in a toxic relationship, I kept thinking, oh, my partner must not think this way. He's mentally ill. And if he wasn't mentally ill, he wouldn't think this way. But no. My partner really just thought this way. Now, the dilemma, and here's the thing, is, and I see some correlation between my ex-partner and him, just a little bit, not fully. I need to make this clear to you. It's not the same vibe. My partner had a very different vibe, but there are similarities, okay? And one of the things that I recognize in both of those men was they don't think very long. It's like temporary thoughts. It's like in the moment. It's like my partner would come up with these like thoughts, like I could see in the moment. He had never thought about it. I swear to God, prior to us talking about it. And now all of a sudden he has a manifesto to give me over this thing he's thought about for 30 seconds. I was like, when did you start thinking about this? There's no way you just came up with that. Did you just come up with that? And he'd be like, yeah. And he's like, no, I've been thinking about this for a while. I was like, but how if you just heard about it for the first time? That's what I get from this guy. I feel like there's nothing really going on, but he sounds like he is the manifesto guy. You know what I mean? Right? Chet said, what about people saying things they don't mean in the moment? Sure, if you don't mean it in the moment, but when the moment is done, you'd be able to come back from it and you wouldn't repeat it. Listen, I have said things in the moment I don't mean. I don't repeat the behavior. That's the difference. Do you repeat the behavior? You guys, if you're repeating the behavior, what are we doing? I'm not repeating the behavior, okay? If there's a behavior we're doing that we're unlearning, we might have to repeat it a couple times. But like, I'm not out here repeating serious hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between a person who's learning and a person who isn't. But I think we think, oh, these guys are just making mistakes. Oh, he just didn't mean to. It's just whatever. But no. And by the way, remember that domestic abuse victim? The therapist, we watched her video a while back. And her husband would say he had PTSD and he would slam her against the wall and abuse her. And she thought it was because of his PTSD. But then it clicked in her head one day that he only hurt her in places people couldn't see. And then she had the realization that like therapy can't help abusers. And I do agree with this, that talk therapy isn't going to help you not hit your wife. Like there's something deeper and more fucked up going on. And now the idea is, if we go all the way back to childhood, the idea is, how do we raise our kids so they can avoid this, right? But keep in mind, you can't avoid this completely. You can raise your kids with loving parents and perfectly fine, and they could still grow up and decide to be an abuser. So again, your diagnosis could be the reason you abuse, but more likely it is your values plus entitlement plus episode that creates the environment, right? And so again, I say pay attention to the way that we treat people, but that's why every individual case is different as well. I would never generalize this. I would say every situation is different, but this behavior, this entitlement is very, very dangerous. Please get out as soon as you can. If it's your father, your mother, your sibling, whoever, if this is the environment where they're hitting you and saying, I didn't want to have to do this. And by the way, I'll show you an example. Growing up conservative, parents would say this hurts me more than it hurts you. That is the beginning stage of abuse. The beginning stage of domestic abuse starts with a parent feeling entitled to beating their child for the righteousness of God. And then some parents take it to the extreme. All hitting your kids, I think, is abuse. I do. And I would say that as somebody who hit her nieces and nephews growing up. Okay? I would not say I'm an abusive auntie. I would say I absolutely was raised in an environment where you spank kids on the bum for acting out of turn. And I had the realization of like, why am I doing this? Why am I hitting a kid, bro? I do not consider myself an abusive aunt. Do I think it was abusive what I did to them? Yeah, from the very literal position of being the adults in the room. But that's the difference, is I stopped and now I advocate against it. And I say, we have to unlearn this. And we're doing it in our own family. We're breaking this generational curse of this learned behavior that we thought we were supposed to do to help our kids. And I'm saying, guys, it's not helping anybody. That's why I don't believe in shame. I don't believe in punishment. With that said, okay, the difference between a parent who utilizes this excuse to beat their child by using scripture, that's the abuse tactic. The abuse tactic is, well, God gave me the permission, so now I'm going to beat the devil out of you. That's different. My parents never beat the devil out of me. But some parents use the excuse of beating the devil out of their kids because think about the concept. Like, think about that idea anyways. Do you know what I'm saying? So these are different things, guys. Does that make sense? Does that translate? Okay. They're not all the same thing. And this is why conservatives get really scared. People get really scared. They're like, well, you think everything is abuse. Everything can be abuse, even though everything isn't abuse. And it can still be on a spectrum and we can still come back from it. Okay. Not all abusers are not redeemable. And yet all abusers that double down and continue abusing might need to be, you know, just like not available to people. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Discord, a diagnosis doesn't automatically equal dysfunction. Some conditions can very well be managed. Exactly. 100%.
Found itself in the only lap that I think has encountered 3 or more sociopaths and a schizophrenic brother.
Whoa, let's rewind that. Excuse me.
Here, you won't put me vulnerable where I feel like if you do anything that has not been part of my plan for the last 3 months of trying to give this the actual most real look at what this psychological fucking savant of a situation that seemed to have found itself in the only lap that I think has encountered 3 or more sociopaths and a schizophrenic brother and whatever the fuck. I don't know why this was brought to me, but I know I can. That's what I fucking want you to relax. I'm sorry, Mom. I know I can. And there's a high chance if she's vicious and just playing what she's playing, I'm not going to come out unscathed. Holy fuck, what a bet.
You are not putting me in a good position at all. My first thing is to protect you.
I know, Mom.
That's what
I feel like I am.
In spite of you. In spite of you. I'm not telling you that. Because it is my job to protect you. At
She's saying it's my job to protect you. Interesting.
this point.
Mother, you do that, I will not be protected. I'm sorry. That's not part of the plan. Either you respect me and say, hey, he's a grown man who has a crazy big brain, genius IQ, let me flex an ego for once. I got all kinds of fucking recording devices all over this place. I have never once in my life manipulated anyone. It was fucking weird to do it for a brief second. To get some truth out, to look different than the vulnerable I'm
Is his mother trying to get him into a facility? Is that what she's saying? I don't know. Is she actually trying to get him into, like, you know what I mean?
gonna do this because
Let's see.
every single time all I do is say the truth. I got nothing to fucking lose. I've lost it all. I can get it any moment. I have everything.
Oh.
I have everything to lose. I'm putting my fucking mom and my life on the line. I don't feel like I'm putting my mom on the line. There's something in me that says I don't think she's the fucking Academy Award winning actress. You're actually pretty not smooth. You got a million tells. I can see something coming now that I know what fucking arena I'm in. You are in.
Yeah, I just want to say, I'll be honest with you. The part of my brain that can be compassionate is it must be hell in his brain. Like, let's just take NPD as an example. Like, guys, the deepest core of an NPD sufferer is that they're deeply insecure, like deeply hate themselves. It must be absolutely hell in that brain. And I would be, if that was my son, I would cry for him every night. If, you know, I think that's what we forget is like, damn, to raise a baby and bring him into the existence and to have him suffer in such a way. And the worst part is like, that doesn't mean he gets to do what he wants. So now we have to do something with him. It's not to punish him or torture him. It's to keep him away from people so he can't hurt people, including himself. Like, he's a danger to himself and others. And he's deeply philosophically evil, right? He's like deeply in a very deep and dark and scary place. Like, that's why you can do both. You need to do, I don't need to hate him. I need to keep him away from hurting other people. You know, he's definitely like giving manifesto. He's giving cult vibes. He's giving like, you know, demons in his head type thing, you know, something like this, you know. Chet says he thinks all people in his life are Machiavellian level villains. Yeah, exactly. He's giving that. And it's like, like the grandiose, the high IQ, the like there's something, you know what I'm saying? And listen to me when I say this. He does remind me a lot of my sibling. I love my sibling, and I love my sibling so much, and I wish they could get the care they needed, but they are paranoid. You know, they just think everyone's against them. They think everyone is secretly trying to like 4D chess them. They are abusive. They've been severely abusive to their partner. And it's, you know, I've known this person my whole life. Like, I love my siblings so deeply, but I do think like they are a danger to themselves and others. But on the outside, very beautiful looking family, very beautiful looking person. Like, everything looks put together. You know, it's very weird. It's very weird to know, like, you know, if you met them, you would never know. It's only until you get to know them a little longer, then you're like, something's off with this person. Otherwise, like, they, you know, it's a whole thing, you know? So, yeah, I think we can, and we're allowed to be deeply empathetic and also say, like, I must keep you away from people. You're a danger to yourself and others, you know?
Pain. You are, something's very wrong with you. I can't help but attach to you. My mom is fucking crazy scared. I've done it with a lot of girls. I've done it with a lot of friends. It's a fucking weakness, or it's a strength. I don't know. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna munch on my good heart?
No. No.
You've been munching like a motherfucker. Are you gonna stop munching?
Yes.
I don't know. I should have kept your fucking wrists tied with a rope right now, because I didn't know what you were gonna do. But you sat there perfectly fucking calm. Either like a gangster assassin, or like, oh my god, I have to tell the truth for the very first time in my life. I've been terrified of my mom. You're more scared of your mom than me.
She sees her freedom in front of her, a chance to get away from you.
The mom says she sees her freedom in front of you, a chance to get away from you, and that's what's going to happen. Is the mom giving him tips of how to keep her enslaved? That's what she said. She says, I'm seeking justice for the crimes committed. My abuser's mother involved hours of abuse on the phone. Is the mother giving him tips? I thought for a second the mom might be trying to get him help. Oh my God.
And that's what's going to happen.
Whoa. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, guys, trigger warning. Sorry. Trigger warning, bruises all over her body. Domestic violence, just trigger warning. Okay, she's got bruises all over her body. Ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I will dog walk your ass all over this fucking desert, watching you make a complete fool of yourself. If anything, that'll be some of my redemption. To finally just, you know, until you are so dog tired, emaciated, look like me. And I lost all my fucking weight, staying up late, being out in the sun, not drinking water, avoiding cortisol from fake stress. This shit's real. You went out, you little cowardly little bitch. Is that how you want it off from me? Last bits of strength. Or you want a team? I don't expect you to do that. At this point, I have to have fun.
He said, at this point, I have to have fun? Okay, next video.
If your toxicology report and
Okay, so you remember how I said that he thinks she's poisoning him? Okay, so she's trying to negotiate. She's trying to negotiate her way out of the relationship. And listen to his response. Oh, I have chills already.
If what?
if your toxicology report and whatever you want to test in just any
Yeah.
if that all comes back as negative,
It probably will in some ways, yeah. Yes, I'm listening.
can we just part ways?
No. This doesn't work that way. There's a lot of poisons that are untraceable, that go away after a while. The fact is that you've admitted to poisoning me with the intent to harm. So, this says poison on it. You said that on camera, that, well, it says poison on it.
You were telling me yesterday that it said poison on it. You even told your mom that.
All right. Hey, cool. What was it you were offering? Fuck you. If what?
So this is what I'm gathering. I'm gathering that he consumed something and then pointed out that it says poison. And then she went, oh my God, poison? And he went, you poisoned me? She goes, no, I didn't poison you. And he goes, so you did poison me. And now she's saying, okay, well, if I poisoned you, can I leave if nothing comes back? Excuse me, on the test. And he goes, no, you can't leave. So I'm nauseous. It really is like they beat you, you try to run away, they throw a rope on you and pull you back. And they're like, I can't believe you keep hurting me. I can't believe you keep hurting me. As they're like grabbing you and hitting you. He's literally grabbing her hand and hitting himself in the face and go, oh my God, why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me? And it's his way of saying, so she beat me, so I have the right to keep her here. Ugh, I'm getting physically nauseous. This is why I'm saying it is so, guys, I'm so serious. Like, this is why Andrew Tate keeps getting arrested for sex trafficking. He talked about openly beating his quote girlfriends, who, by the way, were minors at the time, some of them. Like, these men openly brag about what they do, and then people go, it's not true. Trump literally said she wasn't the chosen one to the woman who said he raped her, and she wouldn't have been the chosen one. The chosen one? Okay? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, when people sit there, but especially men are sitting there, and they're talking about entitlement to women's bodies and entitlement, it starts off something small and it escalates. And I'm saying that there is no counseling your way out of this situation. So all those people that are like, women get divorced so like casually, they don't even stick around for their relationships. I guarantee you this man has said that to her. I guarantee you he said, I can't believe you're abandoning. He said it earlier. No. He said it earlier. I don't think we talked about it. He said, this isn't like love doesn't, what is it? He said, love isn't fickle or something. He said, like, basically, if you love me, you'll stay. See? So he does know. He knows the card. Okay, next video. How are you going to explain this to your mom? Okay, let's see. The recording, let's see. This recording was taken the weekend he coerced false confessions out of me. Oh, which is very abuser tactic. Below are some of the psychological tactics, mechanisms he used. Okay, can I just tell you something? Because this is the part where we've been talking about this on the Discord, and I think in stream, guys. You are a good person. And naturally, you will apologize for the wrong that you did. But if you're in front of a bad faith person, if you're in front of a person who is like this, then you apologizing, admitting you are wrong will only ever just be weaponized against you from people like this. That doesn't mean you shouldn't apologize. It means if the person you apologize to weaponizes it against you, take that as your opportunity to leave, if you can. Because all of this is predicated on if you can, because I know it's very hard, right? But a real apology, a real friendship, a real romantic relationship, a real relationship with your parents that's healthy will allow an apology to occur. They will process and we can move on. It's the fact that he punishes her for telling the truth that is a part of an abuser tactic. So this is why I say to you, like, if you have abusive friends and you apologize and they go, oh, remember when Brittany? Remember when this? Oh, so you admitted you were wrong. So it is you. Okay. That's an abuser. Like, that's an abusive tactic. I don't know if they're always going to be an abuser. I don't know if they don't understand. But what I explain to people is like, you can't punish me for apologizing, but you don't have to accept my apology either. If you think my apology isn't real, then say I don't accept your apology. But if you accept my apology and then use it against me, okay? So take note of this.
How are you going to explain that to your mom? I got recordings everywhere. Fuck it, everything is out. Your mama ain't going to support you. I don't think you can explain your way out of that. My mom was
my girl. Look at this daze in her eye. This is disassociation face to me. That's what I'm getting here. My girl is like surviving, you know?
recording you, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how I'm looking at this in this fucking non-biased stance right now. But I don't feel like I'm a scrambled, manipulated little boy, though. It's all fantasy land, which is kind of where I've always wanted to live. I'm not sitting around doing nothing in the desert, Mom. I'm trying to raise a little girl, I think. And I tell you, she's prolific with the camera. She has no fucking confidence to post one of her pictures. I have not been reluctant. I'm reluctant to tell her how good she is because she just doesn't fucking listen to me. It's a waste of breath. She doesn't need me. She could very quickly become a very prolific photographer. Told her that a few times. She probably forgot it. I haven't felt brave enough to...
Oh, that's a really good one, too. I've always supported you. You were always successful. I've always told you you're so good. She could become the best one if she wasn't so fucked up. She could be so good. They compliment you and then they take it back. And yeah, chat, he views her as a child. He views her as a child because that's part of his superiority complex, right? She's a little girl. She is a child. I have to take care of her. She's throwing a tantrum.
To grab any of her shit that is all over our hard drive. I think about 800 videos and I don't know how many fucking photos. It's a full-on business. It's worth probably $500,000. Crazy. She hides the charger. The external drive, all of a sudden, it makes a lot of sense that it's in the bathroom closet. Looks like she's never had confidence in her life. But she's a pretty girl. That's worked out. Or maybe been her curse. Of course she hates men. Of course she wants to look one step ahead. Because she was raped through and through. Or she's a great little liar who doesn't have to have any kind of consequence at all. And maybe she should just leave a pariah right now out the front door, and nobody's going to ever see her in her life, including herself. That's a broken soul. Am I supposed to save that or say, fuck it, I don't, it was a 50-50 chance. Actually, it's a 99-1. Risk yourself and your mom for that because you're a rescuer. Thank you. God bless you.
Let's take a break. Yeah, chat says he's jealous of her ability to succeed. Oh, it's the playbook. That's what I'm telling you. Like, it is a part of the narrative. He boosts her up. So she was 19 when they got together and he was 31, I believe. I believe that's what I remember from her videos. Okay. I haven't watched them all, so I'll be watching a lot of them for the first time with you. And he probably met her, wooed her, love bombed her. You're so beautiful. You're so smart. You're so capable. And she went, oh my God, somebody believes in me for the first time in my life. And then they start dating, they get married, and he starts with the abuse. He's trapped her now. They're legally together. All of these things. He takes her out to the desert for 7 months. He's removed her from friends and family. He's taken her ability, and then he records the evidence because he feels like he's in the right. He's got cameras. He's paranoid. He's got all of these things out, And she probably is really talented. She probably is really great. Her business probably isn't even worth 500,000, but the way he says it is a part of what he did to make it happen. He's the reason she did this, that's also, okay, just to relate it to my own personal life, because that's how we learn here. Okay. That was similar. My ex used to say that. He used to say, your YouTube channel is because of me. Your success on the internet is because of me. It's because I support you. And I'm like, I've been doing this before I met you. I'm doing it after I've met you. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy who knew me years after I started my channel. He's also the same guy that wanted like 50% of my channel if he was going to help me build it. And I was like, no, guys, I am married. I'm literally married to the love of my life. And they have never asked to put their name on my channel. My own husband has never said, I want my name on your channel. He's like, that's your channel. What does that have to do with me? I don't go to work with you. My literal married partner is like, why would I go to work with you? But my boyfriend that I was dating in my 20s, who I wasn't even married to, was like, I need 50% of your YouTube channel. What? Like, why would I give you 50% of the thing I built? Like, why? Now, if we went into business together and we were married and there was a contract and we were safe, but we weren't even in that position. He wasn't even in the position to ask something so vulnerable of me. Mind you, I was paying rent and he couldn't get a job. So my suggestion was, well, help me build my YouTube channel and maybe I could pay you as an employee. And his suggestion was, I'm not going to help you or work for you until I get 50% on paper. That's literally what he said. Now, that would have been my cue to leave. We were on again, off again. Like I say, that's why I'm very empathetic to her, because even though my partner never exactly, like, again, her situation is worse, right? And I want to give her those. In some ways, I'm trying to give her credit because she's gone through so much. It's my brain can't comprehend how much she has been through. And I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to share that even though I didn't I didn't experience something as bad as her, I need you to know that it was still bad. And I had every right to leave that relationship. Your abuse doesn't have to look like hers for you to leave. This is just a very extreme example of like the other side of it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I just want you to know, no matter the level of abuse, you can leave. You are never obligated to stay in an abusive relationship, even if he never hits you, even if he never cheats on you, even if he never steals from you. Like, there's so many ways to experience abuse. Okay? All right. Are we ready? Deep breath, deep breath. Here we go.
Fuck you. You're a killer. You're someone who's had the most traumatic experiences that can be described, but you hadn't said shit about it because you're traumatized.
But I actually got some stuff that could really look like that. The worst of them all. He's gonna kill you. He's gonna be a wife beater because he boxes. She said that kind of shit. He's a parasite. Bitch,
I wonder if he's also on T, if he's taking a lot of roids. Not T. Is it testosterone? Roids? Wait, no. Yeah, testosterone. Which one is the one that causes guys to go into a rage? I wonder if he's also on drugs, because I wonder if he's in the metasphere, and I wonder if he's boxing. I wonder if he's in the roids bubble. I think roids. Roids is the one. Yeah. So I wonder if he's having like roid. You know, who knows? But
Tommy Reader. And I can't be fake. When I see something that's dangerous, I attack it. I stand in front of it. I can't help it. I won, I think. She got me through poison through you, I guess. So you can go back and make her money. I don't fucking know. Great storytelling. Or, God, girl, we can whoop her ass. She's not that fucking strong. Easy work. But apparently she's hell-bent on being this evil thing that is all you've ever known. Isn't good supposed to defeat evil? Is that the defeating of it? Are you the evil? Is the evil attached to you? Are you an evil spirit? Are you the opposing? Dude, I could go on all day. All that is question, uncertainty, inability to move forward, doubt. I don't live there. But God, I fucking love you. I don't know why. Yes, I do. What a blessing and a fucking curse. I think.
We gotta take a break. I gotta take a break from his voice. I'm gonna read her post because I'm curious. This recording was taken the week he coerced the false confessions out of me. 6.5 months in. Below are some of the psychological tactics and mechanisms he used, which we can hear playing out directly in this audio. Early in our relationship, my ex began the work of isolating me from my mom. My mom was the only person close to me, and she saw through him. To neutralize her warnings, he flipped the dynamic. He convinced me she was a sociopath who only attacked him because he had identified who she truly was. Oh, God, so typical. In reality, it was the exact inverse. He was the one who felt exposed by her, so he had to destroy her in my eyes. Once we were out in the desert, he began convincing me that I was severely mentally ill, deeply traumatized, blacking out, and actively abusing, cheating on, and poisoning him. He weaponized my phone constantly, which contained virtually my life from the age of 12, messages, phone notes, journals, etc. He went through every inch of it and claimed to discover horrific, buried evidence that my mother had prostituted me as a child, insisting the trauma was so severe I completely repressed it. Jesus Christ. He manufactured two distinct reasons for why I was broken. And doing these alleged things, trauma-induced reason and bloodline reason. He capitalized on existing family history. My dad is a bit of a loony bin himself, and he once accused my mom of poisoning him many years ago. My ex insisted my mom was an expert poisoner who had passed the trait and access to poison down to me. He took threads from reality, like the fact that my mom and I share similar mannerisms and personality traits, and twisted them to convince me that I inherited her supposed malevolent, I can't say this word right now. Malevolent. I can't. I say that my dyslexia is fucking up. Simultaneously, I was now distrusting of my mom. Had she prostituted me? Was she poisoning people? Between physical beatings and physical and mental isolation, drowning in 24/7 fog of mental confusion, I began to believe it was possible. Jesus Christ. I was living in an incomprehensible, terrifying reality, and that made my brain open to an explanation that offered an abstract reason for what was happening to me. This is how he achieved such mind control. Oh, girls, let me just tell you this right now. I would have been fucked up. The little bit I experienced from my ex in comparison to this fucked me up. Like, it fucked me up that I was coming home to a partner who anytime, so like my partner would do this thing where I would be working like a 12-hour shift, going into like another secondary shift, and I would beg him just like, please have dinner on the table. I already prepped it. It's in the fridge. Please put it in the oven. And then I would get home and he wouldn't have dinner ready, and I would be so broken down and out of spoons that I would like have a meltdown on the floor. And then he would say, "See, this is you. This is like your BPD, or this is your whatever, this is your depression, this is your childhood. Why are you freaking out? And I was like, I need to eat. I haven't eaten all day. I'm working to pay. I'm so confused. What's happening? I was like, what have you been doing all day? He's like, oh, I got things to do. Okay. I've been gaming. I've been looking for jobs. I've been doing stuff. I was like, but what have you been doing? I prepped dinner. All you had to do was put it in the oven. And then he would be like, this is you. This is your fault. This is the reason you have to go to therapy. This is why you're the problem. And I'm like, am I the problem? Like, I'm so confused. Anyways, okay. So that got to me. You see how, it can happen to anybody. I never thought that would happen to me. Like every abuse victim, we never think it's going to happen to us. We always think we're strong and we're smart and we're going to see through the bullshit. And I thought I was so well read. I read thousands of books. I was like, I got this. Did not have it. Okay. And yet all the people in my life were begging me to break up with him. All the people in my life. And eventually his mother really gave me the ticket out. She really gave me the ticket out because she knew how her son was. She knew. And she basically eventually, when she realized it, because she didn't realize it at first either. He's very charismatic. At first, people really like him. Once she realized it, she looked at me and basically gave me permission to never see him again. And I didn't. And years later, now that he's out of the picture, she and I catch up on occasion. She's really just like a survivor. And she just reminds me every day of how proud she is of me for leaving, and how she sees a strength in me that she's like, I just see it in you and I'm so proud of you because I know he hurt you. And it's so amazing to see a woman who birthed a man into existence recognize that her son ended up being an abuser, and validating his victim in a way that allowed her to free herself too of the way that she ended up in her first abusive relationship, right? With his father. Like, that's the bonding that we want between abuse victims, is to give other abuse victims a way out, to tell them you can leave. I know he's my son and I know that I love him, but you don't have to. I'm a mother. I will deal with it. And she did. She really tried to help him. She tried everything. And that's why I know for a fact that there are mothers who are trying. There are mothers who see what their sons are, and they will do everything to protect the women as long, to the best of their ability. And so just major credit to her. And that's why we need more mothers like that. Seriously, she saved my life, She goes on to say, he wore me down so completely that I told the police I don't think I poisoned him, but he's telling me I did. I think that poisoning might run in my family. Jesus Christ. Wow. He claimed I was still blacking out and working as a prostitute, cheating on him with hundreds of men without my knowledge. He engineered a completely false reality, nightmare with no exit. When I leaned into what he was saying and tried to make sense of it, he threatened that I better not be lying. He used recordings of me to warn me that my mom would never take me in if she heard what I had said about her. He simultaneously manipulating my mom into believing I was living a double life full of lies, deceit, and causing her to buy into it too. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, getting her friends and family to go against her too. Damn, he was a pro. All this while he was positioning himself as the hero, my rescuer. Of course, they always do that. And the twisted reality. Oh, and by the way, I do think at one point my ex tried to do that because I had gone to therapy and gotten diagnosed. And in that time, anything that was wrong in the relationship, everyone thought it was me. And eventually, though, his mom and dad saw through it, his mom and stepdad, she remarried, married a lovely man. And they saw us together and they were like, Brittany might have a diagnosis, but something is wrong here. And it really helped because we went to them a lot for relationship advice. And he would try to paint it like, Brittany, Brittany. And I was like, and here I was working 2 jobs, working my ass off, trying to make something of myself. And here was this in and out of work person who was burning every bridge he ever came across. And so that's what they tried to do. They tried to get other people like involved. You know what I mean? It was terrible. It was a terrible experience. Do not recommend, but absolute empathy. That's why I say, like, I'm annoyed when I see women with abusive men, but I will never, ever fault the woman for being abused. Ever, 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 ever. So when we say leave your boyfriend or leave us out of it, I understand the frustration. I hear you. I so do. And also, like, you know? So that's why I have great empathy for especially a lot of these women who are in these dynamics and they think that they are supposed to be because they were raised that way. They grew up in the church and think this is normal. They grew up in conservative bubbles and they just think that's what everyone's going through. Like, fuck, you know? Okay, I'm ready to go back. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I've been saying that my whole life. Everybody's been attacking me since I was 12 because I have something. I'm trying to give it away. I don't know, man. I'm cross-eyed. I just got to the fucking bathroom. I haven't gone to the bedroom yet and flipped the bed up. Who knows what kind of fucking demon's under that bed? Because there's a lot of shit under there. I don't ever go under there, right? Maybe I have. I don't fucking know. I'm calm now. Mom, an hour and a half from now? Oh my God, there was a guy underneath our bed right now, literally chilling, waiting for me to leave. That's how fucking crazy shit can be. Or a body. I don't know. Or your little secret journal that you never show me that is all of your struggle of a literally arrested development little girl posing to be something that was not paused in life by trauma, by being raped by men. I'm sorry.
Oh, chat says, I missed this portion. Does he know he's being recorded? Oh, it's better than that. He wanted to be recorded. I don't know if this particular recording, he knows he's being recorded, but I already showed the video of him admitting that he abused her. This is the video. He wanted to be recorded. He wants us to see the video. Just for those who missed the beginning of stream, very triggering story, guys. He wanted to be recorded. He wants us to hear him talk. Mentally disturbed, evil, philosophically evil. This man is an abuser through and through. I mean, abusive through and through and through and through and through.
Sorry you were pretty. You're lucky you were pretty. That's what you're, in some ways, my mom thinks you're manipulating me with. I don't ever fucking look at your looks. Yeah, I do. But not really. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. What certainty can I move forward with? I try to leave you in the dust and say, look, I'll come back and get you after I make the money. Sit here and relax. You don't gotta do nothing. Ooh, you hated that? Or I'm gonna help you with everything now. I'm gonna organize it all. You did, and then my fucking computer disappeared. It is your world. You run it, ain't you, girl? My mom and I aren't great at submitting. She ain't betting on you. I don't know if I'm betting my mom on you, man. But I'd feel like a pretty bad person if I didn't fight for you now that you actually fucking say what the battle is. That looks like leaving when the battle arrives. I'm not a coward, but she thinks I'm a target. I'd be the perfect one. So, I don't know. Somehow the universe is giving to you. I'm usually a pretty big believer in balance and karma. Why is this universe pitting my mom against you? Me against my mom? For you. That does not make sense. So, I don't know, man. Mom, are you here? I hope you... Can I make a joke? You're not having a heart attack, right? Hello? Mom?
Okay, now, so we've seen this. Okay, I want to go to her page now. So this is her now. Okay, she's thriving. Our girl is out. She's happy. So just, I'm not sure what this video is about, but let's just click on it.
I'm going to play an audio I have. So,
first of all, the glow up is so real. Look at her. Beautiful.
We were on
her.
the desert and he wasn't allowing me to have any devices. We were communicating with each other via walkie-talkie. Like there were times that he would not allow me inside the RV, or I would be only allowed in the RV and he would be outside and vice versa. And so he would give me the walkie-talkie so that we could communicate. And he recorded one of these walkie-talkie conversations, and this is the same day.
I was wondering who was doing all of the, he says now in one of the clips he said he has cameras around the house, he's recording everything. I don't know if she ever independently recorded anything, but he already bragged, he already said he is recording everything. So he obviously has like some paranoia stuff happening or something, but I don't know how she got access to it, but devastating, honestly.
Day of when I was writing the lyrics that he wanted. So this is while I'm actively sitting outside.
And she has been working this. There's a comment right here just for context. I tell the story there. Unfortunately, he is not in jail. He had been working tirelessly to get him prosecuted for the past 3 years. The system has been failing me and the public left and right. I mean, I believe it because like, okay, so the government's going to say, how do you know he's a danger to you and others? And I would say like, hello? But there is going to be someone out there that says, well, he already hit her. He already bruised her up. The system failing her is not surprising, but it's devastating. It's why we have to keep fighting. This is why I say, like, whether we don't understand it or not, whether you don't get it or not, like, this is the patriarchy. This is the system. Because, like, in what system is this man not in a facility where he can't hurt himself or others? Note himself or others. Okay? So...
writing those lyrics. So that's the song in the background.
What are you doing?
Wait, I've been thinking her name is Ricky Lauren. I think it is Ricky Lauren. Yeah, her name is Ricky Lauren. This isn't his account. It's her account. Her name is Ricky. Yeah. Her name is Ricky. Okay, for a minute I was like, wait, is that his name? No, her name is the Ricky Lauren. Okay, yeah. And I will, here guys, I'll post this TikTok. You can check out her other stuff. She does have a YouTube channel, but I found her TikToks much more educational. Like, I watched her YouTube video, I watched parts of her YouTube video, but I found that her TikToks were much more like clear, like it, because the YouTube video is just her explaining, but the TikTok is the evidence. And I think the evidence is what I wanted to show you, because again, we're connecting to this to that theme on the internet, which is like, leave him or leave us out of it. Girlies, like, you don't understand what women are going through sometimes, and I understand the sentiment and I hear you, but be very careful about like feeling indifferent about women getting abused. Be careful about this idea of like, women who are anti-feminism should live in Afghanistan if they really hate feminism so much. Like, stop wishing rape and assault on women because you're exhausted. Like, stop wishing rape and violence on women because you're sick of patriarchy. Okay, that's how the system gets you. The system makes you so tired, you decide racism sounds better than fighting capitalism. It makes you so tired, you're like, you know what? Fuck women. I hope they get abused because I'm tired. Like, hello? Please lock in.
Sitting on the ground writing the lyrics.
Where on the ground? Where are you?
By the workout mat.
By the workout mats? You're not in the house?
No, I'm outside.
Perfect. Awesome. Great. I'm glad you found a way inside of this structure to do what is important and not fuck with my vibe. Thank you. Seems like after 12 hours, after 24 hours of relentless fucking pounding shit into your head through the worst fucking way I possibly can to just give me space and respect me and not fuck with me from a distance, it seems like it only took 24 hours and recorded conversations and everything to finally get one. So I'm gonna relax for a little bit, like I've been trying to do.
Pause. I'm just gonna derail for 2 seconds. The chat says blank fatigue is such a tiring discourse. I hear you, but just so you know, white fatigue started in the Black communities to explain a real psychological phenomenon of the extra psychological burden that Black people feel because of white supremacy. And then white people on the internet took it and turned it into Black fatigue and turned it into like men fatigue and turned it into everything else. So another thing that's been co-opted by Black communities is the real psychological damage that white supremacy causes to their communities. So even though, just know that every time you see that discourse, know that it was stolen from Black people. Every time you see somebody write, like, just, you know what I'm saying? So just, isn't that interesting though? How like something that was so important and telling and vital got turned and diluted by society. Same with a Karen, same with woke, same with so many things that Black people create. It always gets watered down by the rest of us. And so just like, you know, like I hear you. And also you said that's valid. It's the option of the phrase that's tiring, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Like people, there's nothing worse than a community really creating something so impactful and powerful to watch the rest of the world water it down for some bullshit.
Received, and I give you my word that I will allow you to relax.
It's kind of fucked up that I have to ask you to allow me for that.
It is.
Thank you for your permission. I'm not fucking asking for it anymore.
So that was that. Like,
Oh, and thank you, Discord, for, yes, the original term was black fatigue, as in black people, the fatigue black people experience from dealing with whiteness, if I remember correctly from the book. Thank you, Discord. Thank you.
he said, 24 hours. This was the morning after he had kept me up all night. And
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing they do, is they deny you sleep, and then they claim like you're the reason you're so tired. They keep you up. They like literally make you tired. Oh, yeah.
I was just his slave. He was walkie-talkieing me to do all sorts of crazy things the entire night. And this episode started because the prior day he was wanting to force a gangbang on me. Or I guess in this case it was a threesome. And he felt like something I did was disrespectful towards him. And this was the aftermath of all of that. So I have literally 30.
I will tell you this right now. Abusers will, and this is why a lot of us are very cautious. We get a little eyebrow raised around men who have two girlfriends, not because polyamory is not real, not because open relationships can't be valid, but because a lot of abusers will force their girlfriends into unconsensual sexual situations in order to say, prove you love me, sleep with this girl, prove you love me, suck this dick, like prove you love me, have a threesome with me. And it is really disgusting. Like it is, that's why informed consent is so important. And so I'm not surprised that he accused her of being a slut and accused her of sleeping with all these people and then turned around and said, you will have sex. I will demand of your body when I choose. Like you will do these things like that. I'm not surprised about that. It's disgusting, but that is something to look out for, girls. Okay. Like regardless of your gender, regardless of your dynamics, if your partner is pressuring you into having sex with people, whether it's like from an abusive perspective or an entitlement perspective, it is unconsensual sex.
Hours of recordings.
30 hours of recordings, I believe it.
This is nowhere near the worst one, but it just came up on my drive, and
it hasn't even been the worst one yet. Today we've heard worse. It's been awful.
I thought the walkie-talkies were just something I wanted to share. That was part of the story.
No, it's so important she gets her story out. Okay, let's see this one.
Hi, I wanted to give an update. Nye County called me. I guess somebody made an anonymous report that I was posting that I was actively being abused. So they called me to check on me. Obviously that is not the case, but I was able to speak with a deputy and follow up on the status of my case, which is basically no activity at all. He was able to give me a name of a DA that he said was very aggressive. Ooh. And that he thinks this specific DA will take...
I'm terrified for her. Like, yeah, stay safe. Don't tag locations. Her chat's telling her, like, seriously, stay safe and don't tag your locations.
My case seriously. So he recommended I call the DA, ask for this gentleman directly, which I will do. And besides that, he said, keep bothering Nye County. So that was his advice. He said to get anything done in Nye County, just keep bothering them. So that's the plan.
I think she said it's been 3 years since they broke up, right? And she was 19 when she got with him, and I think she said he was 31. But I that's just what I think I remember.
It's nice to have some forward movement because really this has been like stagnant for a year. And
a year.
When I say it was maybe a full-time job for me, I was truly relentless in my criminal pursuit of him. Like I was on top of everything. I was making police reports constantly every time that he was doing anything minor or big. And
so when they were together, you reported him?
I mean, I was just going after him in every way I possibly could to criminally pursue him. And it's really messed up, the things that victims have to do in order to be taken seriously. Like there's also like a protocol of how victims are required to act, and I was aware of that, and I tried very hard to fit into that box so I would be received well and seriously. And a detective even called me a perfect victim once. Like that's such an insult, but also I was trying really hard to be a perfect victim so that I could be taken seriously.
Wow.
Kind of rambling, but basically when he was sentenced to 30 days in the fall, after that was over, this was the first time that I was able to have a break.
Oh.
And so I put down the Nevada case for a little bit. Also, nothing was happening. They weren't helping me. I was getting nowhere. I literally have to physically go out there. At one point, they were like, the only way to contact the person you want to contact is you need to go put a physical note on their door. I was like, there's no other way. I tried so many different ways, and I literally flew out there and put a note on this guy's door. It worked, but he ended up sucking. Okay, I'm rambling so much. But we have forward movement. We at least have a name, so I will call the DA and get that moving, see how that goes. And otherwise, the advice was keep bothering Nye County. So that's my update. Thank you so much for the support. When I posted that clip, I really wasn't expecting this response at all. So I'm really, really, really touched. And to have gone through something where I was isolated and alone so much, not only in the abuse itself, but in the aftermath, me hiding. I moved 10 times.
Wow.
Like alone in the middle of the night, like trying with rental cars, trying to like make sure I didn't know where he was, if he was watching me. I didn't want him to know where I was moving. And all of that was alone. So to be in a place now where I have so many people supporting me truly means the world to me. So thank you. And yeah, thank you.
Wow. 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 Yeah. There's so many videos.
It either is or it isn't. You love or you don't. Love isn't fickle.
See, this is the video. You love or you don't. It's fickle or it's not, as she has a big bruise on her face. Disgusting.
I don't know what strength he needs right now, but I'm praying for that. I'm praying for his strength because he's so confused and so manipulated. My son has given up 5 valuable years of his life. He deserves better.
So now the mom is saying like, my son has given up 5 valuable years of his life. I guess to this relationship, question mark?
You deserve to go and find what it is that you want. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so now she's saying you deserve to go look for what you want, but look at the follow-up.
It's not a loving family. They tried to welcome you with
Oh, damn. Now here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to say though. If the mother, okay, because it doesn't, okay, this kind of reminds me of, what's that girl's name who murdered her mom? Gypsy Rose. Okay, Gypsy Rose's mother was also abused by her mother. And I think about that all the time. But this is why I say, like, we truly are animals on a planet and nothing, like, we didn't just pop into existence, right? Like, we are all that came before us and we have to recognize this. And again, this isn't about patriarchy in this context. The legal system, the structure of the relationship is about patriarchy. The inner workings of their dynamics is about mental health and culture. And it is sort of about like there's something deeply wrong in this situation. Like, did you hear about the story that's going around? I shared it about the family that had like 17 kids in the house together. Do you remember the story? And they, the kids, I forget how to say it, but like the kids were having kids. I'm trying to find you the TikTok really fast, but the 4 adults that were prosecuted was the grandparents and the couple who had the children. The woman in the relationship who had the children, the mother who was being prosecuted, she was 15 and had 17 kids in 18 years, I think the story is. That's why I'm trying to find the TikTok so I can make sure I'm giving you the right numbers. So that tells me like, so she was taken as a victim, like she's a child. And the child was victimized and then made to be the mother that went on to victimize her children. It's not that she can't be held accountable for what she did. This is it. Hold on. It's this story. Okay. Elizabeth Siders cowering in a chair with a mysterious mark on her arm. Okay. It says mom of 16 feral kids. But she was a teenager when she was in that relationship and started having those babies. 16 kids at 33. Like, hello? 18 kids in 17 years beginning at 15? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So like, you know, there's layers to these kinds of stories. I want people to understand it is more than just evil, not evil. Good, evil, bad, good. It's so much more complicated than that. You know what I mean? I mean, I know my grandma was married at 10 years old and had 17 babies. My grandma was married at 10 to my 17-year-old grandfather and had 17 children. I think my mom's like number 14 or whatever. Like, I understand the layers and nuance of loving people in your family so deeply and then recognizing like our family lore is bad. Like, it's bad. And then when you think about it too, like, you have to understand that like my grandparents were like heroes to the family legacy. My grandparents are upheld as like the strongest, most amazing immigrants who came to the United States and with all their kids made a life for themselves and became successful. But then nobody ever talks about the fact that my grandma was married at 10. You know? So that's the part that I want people to recognize. And you know what's crazier? I'm not saying this is true. I am not a scientist. Okay? I'm not a scientist. But I don't know that this is true. I shouldn't even say it really. But they think Alzheimer's and dementia is higher in women because of the abuse they handle over the years. And I do wonder every day if my grandma got Alzheimer's and if it was related to the fact that she was a child bride. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I trust the science community to figure it out. But every time I hear more and more about Alzheimer's, I think to myself, like, I wonder how much that plays a role. I don't know. I have deep empathy for the seriousness in which existing is. It's like existing is such a serious business. And it's so heavy. And it's just so important that we learn to live well. And it's so important that we recognize, like, I cannot even explain to you behind the curtain how fucked up everybody is. But the world is a really fucked up place. That doesn't mean we can't find hope. Okay?
Today I am taking
I want to end on this point. She says, life is so beautiful these days.
Today I am taking my mom for a trip in my RV. I bought this rig a couple weeks ago, drove it across the country, and I'm prepping to go full time. And today I get to bring my mommy.
Her beautiful mother she was isolated from, her mother who tried to warn her mother who he convinced, right?
On a trip. Hi everyone. So we're going on a little trip. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support and for anyone who is going through it or has gone through it. There is so much beauty on the other side.
Oh.
Thank you from me too, as mom. My heart to yours, the support. I can't tell you what it does. It makes me cry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay strong, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
There is absolutely a light at the end of this tunnel. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for our personal abuse stories. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for humanity as a whole. And so that's why I love philosophy. It is the love of wisdom. And I think it allows us to have a framework for answers that allows us, once again, to radically accept how the world is and to do something about it. To make peace with how horrible existence can be and then still do something about it. To radically accept that this is so hard to exist, and yet it can be the most joyful experience you've ever had. There's so much joy in what it means to exist, to live and to die. Yes, even death can be joyful. But it comes with liberating ourselves from abuse, liberating ourselves from an abusive system. There is no joy in abuse. There's no amount of, well, my story made me who I was today that justifies the abuse we all handle. And I do think you can have a meaningful life without ever needing to, quote, suffer and abuse in the name of this is what makes a good person. Like, we have been taught through religion that suffering makes you a good person. But if that was the case, the world would look very different. Suffering doesn't make you a good person. I think learning to suffer wisely helps us mitigate harm. It helps us live a more joyful life. Okay, so we want to suffer wisely. We want to liberate people out of oppression, and we want to eradicate abuse as a normalized way of being and a normalized framework used, whether it's police officers abusing their power, parents abusing their power, teachers abusing their power, older siblings abusing their power, anything that is related to abuse, we want to eradicate. There is just no reality where abuse is justified. And that includes abuse you give to others that you think are evil. Okay, you cannot turn around and torture somebody in the name of liberation and call it justice. Okay. We learned that with Guantanamo Bay. We're not going to do this. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't be angry for the world, so you feed people, but don't be angry at the world where you destroy it. It doesn't mean you can't be angry at the injustice. You absolutely can. It doesn't mean you have to sit by and let people abuse you. Absolutely not. You get to defend yourself. What you don't get to do is be an abusive, person and then call it justice, because that's like, if you listen to his ego narrative, if you listen to his like monologues, it's I'm the good person and look how much good I am doing and I'm such a good person. If you say in the name of being a good person, you get to abuse people. Okay. So, again, not to take anything away from anybody, be angry at the injustice and use that anger to feed your community. That's always the goal. And guys, for the literal thinkers in the audience, feed your community is not literal. You don't have to only feed people. There are so many ways to show up in your community. It's just a nice short way of saying, be helpful instead of be destructive, right? That's what that means. Okay. We're going to stop there. I think that's enough. I really can't listen to this man anymore. And I'm just so happy that she is liberated. And Lauren, we wish you the best. I hope she gets her story out there. And I hope that she gets to see justice through this system. And, we just wish her the best.